difference what you're going through. You're gonna make it. God's gonna see you through. Hold your head up, put a smile on your face. This is another test. It won't last always. Get ready for your blessing. Get ready for your miracle.
Get ready for your blessing and your miracle. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. Man, how true that is. That is amazing how true that is. You know, if you just, you know you got a blessing coming, a miracle coming, God make it happen. You just gotta just believe. And when I was talking about that with one of my business associates, he came by early this morning, and we were talking about blessings and holding on and things that we've been through, and you know, you can see some awesome things getting ready to take place. And we were talking about sacrifices and the sacrifices you have to make these things come true. And you know, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. The last 10 years has been incredible, but the last 4 or 5 years has been truly a blessing. You know, I was talking about relationships, you know, marital relationships, and how precious they really are, and how things can just go up from there, and just up. You know, you keep working on your relationship. You know, it's not always good, but no adultery. Adultery will kill a relationship. And I just wanted to deal with that real quick. You know, tell my brothers and sisters, you know, no matter what you're going through, if you can just keep adultery out of the equation, your prognosis is going to be really, really good at some day. Of course, you got to work on the rest of the things that are bothering you, you know. So that's the main thing. And make sure you don't air out your differences on social media. That'll help out a lot too. Okay. I'm getting ready to get into another brand for a company. You know, they're in the tobacco business, and we were talking about that as well. To take something negative and turn it into a positive, because I will take that money from that tobacco business and turn it into good. I will do it. I'm excited about doing it. I'm just so close to exploding into the tobacco market. Is getting ready to do some heavy things, especially, you know, the what they call them, dispensaries over on the West Coast. I'm just going to supply them with the fragrance. It's going to be phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen, phenomenal. If you got any smoke shops, anything in your area, man, take advantage of that. Private label them and go to work on them. Yes, sir. And that's why this topic is going to selling versus distribution. Now, I know I spoke about this before, but it seems like it keeps popping up. It's like the more I talk about it, the more that my business associates get a more of a clearer understanding about it. And my dear friend Keith down in New Orleans, and he keeps reminding me every time I think about him. It reminds me how we have been treated all our lives, and how it's still happening through repetition. And that's anything. Repetition, it grabs a hold of you. It doesn't, and a lot of times, it don't let go. And the only thing that can free that up is God himself. And I believe that through our repetition with our youth and teaching them the right and proper things, it's going to just take over. It's going to explode into your circle. You know, I'm thinking about my boy, Mr. Patrick Julian as well. The list could go on and on now, because we really talking to some heavy duty. We're talking about some heavy duty things, and it's don't let go. Let me give you an example before we get tied up into this selling versus distribution. Keith, Mr. G called me, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, I believe it was Saturday. It was Saturday or maybe Friday. But it doesn't even really matter, because what happened was, he called, he said, hey, he calls me Mac, you know. He knows Markadoo, he called me Mac. Hey, Mac, you got a couple of minutes? And I said, yeah, let me get to where I'm going, and I'll call you back. Well, I got to where I was going, and I didn't call him back. And it was weird, because it seemed like God gave us a different pitch on it. I called him back later. And I said, so Keith, tell me what the situation was. Why do you need me to call you back? Excuse me. So he said, well, you know, this mother brought me her 8-year-old boy. And he's a smart kid, and she didn't know what to do with him, you know, trying to put him in these different programs. And so she called me. So this was about, it had to be probably about midnight, my time, about 11 o'clock down there. He said, hey, Mac, you burning both ends of the candle tonight, or something along those lines, right? You been in that, burning that midnight oil? I said, yeah. I said, but why'd you call? What was the status? Well, I got this 8-year-old boy, but I got him with me now. And I was like, what? In my whole brain was like, no, sir. So he said, yeah. I said, put him on. He put him on, and we started to put that psychology on him and feed him, man, that righteousness. 8 years old, just to hear him say, yes, sir, no, sir. And I said, what do you want to be, young man? He said, I want to be a state trooper. Well, my deal was, I asked them why. And see, this is a lot of questions we got to ask our kids, why they pick these things, right? Why? And he said, he gave me some answer. And I said, it's got to be more than that. I think he said, because I want to be. And I said, no, son, you ain't going to get out of it like that. You're going to have to tell me why. Give me a reason. So I helped him along with it. I said, do you want to help people? And he said, yeah, I want to help people. And I asked him a couple more questions. I added a couple more things to it. And it made it a little bit more clear to him why, you know, he wanted to be a trooper. And I said, well, you know you're going to have to make some money before, you know, you being a trooper. How would you like to have your own business? Yes, sir. I mean, you could just see the energy in this kid, right? So, the deal is, this is, same thing I'm telling you, it's like selling or distribution. I was selling him on distribution. I was just trying to sell him a crock of you know what. Hold on, I think we got a call. Let's see what we got. Calling you on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning, beloved.
I was giving you guys a call. I placed an order the other day, and I noticed that my card hasn't been charged yet. So I just wanted to see if you guys are going to process it today or...
Hold that thought, beloved. I'm on the air, but hold on. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
No, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Nah, that's all right. That's all good in the neighborhood. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. Business first. Love it. I love this. Oh, yeah. All right. We're back. Now, it's been, to be able to communicate with this young dude was such a blessing to be able to do it in a way where, you know, I started thinking about how we're selling, what are we selling our kids today? Are we selling them or are we doing a little distribution with them, right? So, you know, just to go on a little bit further, the young man, we've been dealing with so many young people, teenagers, and helping them make up their minds. And this is the please, oh, excuse me. Yes, beloved. And my deal is, one of my brothers from last week, I interviewed his wife, and he's an older cat, and he was in this world of, man, I need money. I'm not making enough. You know, this is disrupting my family life, and he came in and we started talking. I started talking to him about distribution. And, you know, very little on sales, right? You got to talk a little bit about sales. So we started talking about distribution. And when he left out of here, he just hit me. I mean, he just hit me with some information. He said, I believe you're going to be the cause of saving my marriage. Now, that was powerful, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even know how powerful that was. To be able to know that I can be a direct result of helping somebody even save their marriage. Because we were talking, conversing a little bit, the three of us, the wife, the husband, and myself, and we were talking how that can really, you know, defile the bedroom and all that, man. We was in there. But to really see the rise of their thought processes and stuff. So the brother came by. They bought the first display, right? They bought their first display. We put his picture on it and everything. And he called me back yesterday. Hey, brother. Hey, guess what? I sold out in 30 minutes. I was like, he said, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to spend a couple $100 with you, man. I'm ready to get down. And all that means to me is that his mind is ready for distribution. He's ready. He told me also that a company was ready to buy, their own private labeling, because I had spoke to him about that. And he understood it. He ran with it. And that's how the job is done. We were talking about the other day about helping our children with sponsors. Who are we sponsoring our children? Like Keith, Mr. G, he's sponsoring. You gotta sponsor. And it's not always money. We talked about that. I'm gonna open up the lines too, 404-286-6700. Cause we're gonna hit the topic today. 404-286-6700. And sponsoring does not always mean money. You gotta grab these kids, man. You can do it. I'm telling you, we can turn this thing around. And we will turn it around. And so I interviewed Brother James with his agency. I can't remember his whole name off the top of my head, but James. So he invested $30 to sponsor a child. Well, guess what? Saturday, I had one of the children here, one of the youth. He's in college, and he was so excited. But there's one thing I made him do, though. I made him put at least $10 on that display so that he'd show some value, that I had some value to it. Because I don't want people to, I want them to sponsor, but I want them sponsoring and then give it to these kids and there's no value to it. I don't care if I may give up $5. If I say, if you got $10, we're going to go ahead and do your display for you. Excited. Totally excited. The sister that's in here, y'all hear me say her name a lot, Makia. She put up her money to be branded. It's phenomenal, folks. It's happening. It's happening, and it's happening. I believe that through our recruiting of our youth, understanding how to recruit them, to bring them in. Saturday, I had a Saturday class. You go back when you get a chance and look at, they weren't here. I did this after the class. As a matter of fact, I filmed it. I was looking at some of it last night. I was going through editing. And it was phenomenal. I had a 5-year-old, I think like a 7-year-old. I had this sister over here. She was 15. Now, the young sister over here, she was 13. And watching them, me engaging with them and watching their hands go up, they want to get the answer. The 5-year-old, he's involved. Hey, I got the answer. The parents, the mother was sitting here, the father was over here, and they were all engaged, and we was going over the 5 principles of international marketing. And it was, I say this a lot. I get more out of it than they do because I see how engaged, how enlightened they are to be able to ask them a question. Have you ever learned anything like this before in all your years or your young years? So who's teaching you? Now the 15-year-old goes out and sells at flea markets with her father. And she was over there taking those notes. And I told her, do you feel that this information is going to help you in your sales? She said, yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. She was real polite, And to know that the father, and we was talking about psychology, and he sells pain relief. And I said to him, psychology, part of psychology was when this stuff gets on your hand, when it gets in your hands, it goes and absorbs into the inflamed part of the body. It just relieves it. I mean, it's just the technology, the psychologist is saying, now, do you know anybody that has pain in your family? And I believe that almost everybody has somebody that has pain, you know, and they need relief from it. And just to see the look on their face, to be able to know that they can prosper even more. And, you know, now getting into it, talking about, you know, the art between the techniques of selling and the art of recruiting, and it goes into that thing of selling versus distribution. And when you sell somebody something, it's just it's a direct sale. It's awesome. I'm not taking away nothing from direct sales and selling. Selling is an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. But when you deal about this, we talking about distribution now. It just brings everything into it's almost like a firecracker opposed to a TNT. I mean, it has a different explosion, okay? How many techniques can you come up with to sell lotion? Many of them. Many of them. You can squirt it in their hands. You can squirt it in your hands, let them smell it. Tell them to rub it on them. That's a technique. But when you get into saying, do you know anybody that needs some extra cash? And I venture out, because to venture out to a lot of my associates, you know, Rashad and Clifford, and even to speak to Quentin, my man Quentin Short down there in Louisiana, and to get him to see, and I have never even met him, to see the difference in his distribution techniques, excuse me, is unbelievable. This is why you want to teach as many youth and young adults the systems around recruiting, selling, distribution, wholesale, direct marketing, 5 principles. You want to, and I was talking to the children this Saturday, and I said, what you want to do is you want to be able to teach other youth what you're doing, especially the ones closer to you, because you want your friends to be as smart as you. You want your business associate and your friendships to be powerful in their own right. And I said, do you understand? And they did. They said, I do understand. But to see Sister Taylor, the 13-year-old, oh my God, she's getting ready. And the mother started telling me about her 7-year-old, how he likes to sell and talk. And I said, you need to bring him to me. She said, I can't wait for me to bring him to you. I said, your family is going to be rich and one day wealthy because of the techniques. The phone lines are open, 404-286-6700, 404-286-6700. Just to be able to take, I want you to learn this now, and I'm telling you, I'm going to do it with my son. I'm going to get him ready. Oh my God, am I going to get him ready? I told people, I said, go. I told them the other day, I said, take your phone or camcorder or whatever, and you aim it at your child, and you get them, teach them to get them to start talking, start communicating. Tell them to communicate. Tell them to pitch. What do you want to tell them? Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jay, and I'm a businessman. And I want to teach you the finer points about recruiting, sales, and distribution. And just get them going. Give them a pitch and let them get going, because it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. This is the deal. When you begin to teach on the side of distribution, what ends up happening, ladies and gentlemen, that means you're going to end up eventually expanding your product line. And when that happens, it's going to cause you to have a flagship product. You have to understand what is a flagship product. What is the number one product that you have? Let's say this. This is a brand, right? This is a brand a tobacco company had brought to me. And he had two of them. He had two brands. And he didn't know what was going to happen. Well, these look like leaves that they use, you know? But I said, well, now what if we develop a burning on the air freshener? He's like, okay, all right. So now, what becomes what is his flagship product? Now we're going to cause him to have another product. But because of his flagship product, his other product going to sell, right? And once the burning oil ends up, because it's going to end up becoming a flagship product all in its own, it's going to cause this to sell. So having a clear understanding of flagship products is phenomenal. Well, let's deal with fitness. What's your flagship product? Well, it might be, in my case, my flagship product is boot camp, right? I mastered boot camping. You come in here and lose inches. You come in here and lose pounds. And I work you hard. But now, the flagship product is going to start to help me sell the rest of my product line. Okay? Which is what? Meditation. Yoga. Because I have an audience for boot camp, now that my wife is ready to launch her meditation in the yoga, it's gonna sell quicker because we already established boot camp. We're gonna launch it next week. The yoga and the meditation is gonna bring in more business. It's gonna be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome with a capital A. I want to know, what is your flagship product? Whenever you communicate with me, I want you to start talking about your flagship products, and I want you to talk about your secondary products, what else you have, and how you want to cause distribution. And I'll teach you the finer points. And you know, my wife always says, you know, you give away a lot of free information. Yeah, well, eventually it's gonna be worth a lot more. I want to be able to, you know, to charge my $100, $200, $300 an hour for people to sit with me, to teach them about. And guess what? The beautiful part about what I'm teaching, my business associates, which is you, are going to be able to do the same thing. This is what motivates me. This is what drives me. Because now, what I've done is create another market for my business associates. You talk about product recognition, right? When you make lotion, believe it or not, this is one of the greatest tools that is going to be in your repertoire when it comes to selling product. Why? Because it's volume. You have enough volume in here to share with people. You could be at an event, and it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you're at an event, I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. If God says so now, my son and I, we're gonna be coaching a kickball team. Okay? It's called Off the Chain Kickball, right? Now, what do we know about kickball? Very little. I played kickball when I was in school, but all it is a form of exercise, right? It's a form of exercise. But there's some skills. There's some skills that take place. Excuse me. Yeah, kidding. Ain't nothing to it. I'm on the air right now, doing a broadcast. You near your computer? You near your computer? Okay, come on over to the warehouse. It'll be about 20 minutes. Come straight down I-20. Okay, beloved. Peace. So, we're going to do this kickball. There's a couple of things, dynamics. Excuse me about the phone call. There's a few dynamics that's going to happen. Okay. First of all, I'm a trainer. And some of these women I know are going to come here and get trained by me. I'm going to teach them strength. I'm going to teach them agility, right? And I'm going to teach them speed drills. Because most of it is going to be speed drill. I'm going to show different foot movements, and it's going to get them in an atmosphere of being superior to the other ladies, because them other ladies they're not going to be learning what I'm going to be teaching them. Okay? Well, I'm teaching my ladies. But the beautiful part, why am I talking about this? Because it's another way that the flagship products work. Boot camp now taking me into a meditation and yoga. Now it's taking me into kickball. Okay? But while we're there, we're going to have a banner there, right? Not only that, we're going to have a table with our products on it. Right? But this is going to be between the spray and this, but this is going to be my secret weapon. Why? Because I'm going to be around a lot of women, and when they come over to the booth, I'll say, try this, try this, try this. And, you know, women love that kind of lotions and potions, right? So to be able to, they say, oh, they smell so good, they smell so good. And then take my business card, spray my business card. Because I'm but at the same time, I'm saying I'm looking for distributors. I'm always looking for distributors, ladies and gentlemen. And if once you fix your lips and your tongue to do the work, and you let the products bring them in and keep them in, there's no way you're going to lose. The main objective is not to sell, but to distribute, right? Looking for distributors. Always looking for distributors. 404-286-6700. That's 404-286-6700. My biggest thing when I get into that atmosphere with those women doing that kickball is to recruit their children. I said, I want to show you how to start a company for your children. Would you like to see your children become business people? Those park leagues, so because once I recruit those youth, they're going to recruit other youth. Trust me. Because that's what I teach, and hopefully that's what you're going to be teaching. I mean, I met a lady this weekend that came down to the Brother Hair show, and she stopped over here with her daughter and her mother. And I'm talking to them like I've known them for years. And I said, does your daughter work with you? She said, yes. She shadows me in everything we do. They are going to be I can tell one of my top recruiters. She has a beauty salon. She got accessories. When I started talking about wholesale distribution, she said, that's what I always wanted to do. But she said, I never understood how to get there. When you got somebody that always wanted to do something, dig this, and she worked for the fire department. So I asked her, how long you been with the fire department? About 3-4 years. I said, baby, once you get into distribution and get into, you'll be off your job in less than a year. She said, but it's, the benefit, the mother got into that, the benefits. I said, she's going to be wealthy enough to get her own benefits. Excuse me. Carla, you on the air? Carla, hey, what's going on, Big Timer?
What's happening, brother?
What's cracking lacking?
Oh, man, and they're just making me a little salad for breakfast, man. I was listening to the broadcast, man, so you said something that triggered something in my mind, you know?
Yes, sir?
Yeah, you was talking about the sister whose daughter, shadows her and everything it was that she does.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I said, that's it right there, because basically that's exactly what I was doing with the young brother the other day when I had him with me.
And the 8-year-old.
Like what I didn't tell you, like I had him getting customers to sign receipts and giving them the receipts and greeting people and all that type of stuff like that, so he can understand the mechanics of business.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't understand, right? One of the first rules to engaging in business is customer service, and how you greet people.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to greet people, you can't sell them anything. You can't bring the message or the product to them. So I want him to get comfortable with dealing with adults.
Absolutely.
In a business way, so.
Because they're no different than us, Keith. Kids are no different than us. Once you teach them, like you said, the mechanics, all they're going to do is repeat what you do. They're just small, they're just smaller human beings. But their brain waves work just the same as somebody as an adult. Do you concur?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Hey, you ever hear the saying, monkey see, monkey do?
Absolutely. And you know, parents forget that. You know, and I tell parents, I say, don't forget. I say the kids are watching.
That's it. Monkey see, monkey do.
I said the kids are watching. I say so don't let it be do what I say and not what I do, because kids they pick up on that real quick. They're like, well, mama or daddy, you doing it like this here, so why I gotta do it like that? But what happens is the kids lose respect for you when you don't keep your words.
You hit it on the nose right there. Check this out. Well, I told my wife the other day, right? A matter of fact, it might have been yesterday. I said I was smoking cigarettes since I was 10, right? And it took me 22 years to quit, 22, 23 years, right? But check this out. I was smoking before I was 10 because my mother, I was trying it even at 7, 8 years old because I seen her do it so many times. I was smoking Pall Malls. It hit me yesterday it didn't hit me till yesterday when I was talking. I said my first puff of a cigarette was a Pall Mall. That's what my mother used to smoke. And it was that monkey see, monkey do syndrome.
Absolutely.
See, my kids never smoked. They didn't smoke cigarettes. Oh, they tried it, you know. But they didn't really. They see me when I was doing it when they were younger, and one day I just stopped. God said, "That's it." That day I just stopped, and I know for a fact, from that day forward, they couldn't blame me for their personal defects in character because they grew up not seeing me. They didn't smoke at 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. So whenever they tried it, they didn't really had a good experience with it. You feel me?
Right. Hey, bro, look, I want to make a comment on this softball or this kickball coaching thing that you were just talking about.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to commend you on your genius mindset about the way in which you go in recruiting and bringing people into something that is wholesome fun.
That's it.
Because as older people, right, we condition children through whatever the powers that be to get kids to buy into sitting down, watching TV, and keeping still.
Yep.
People don't know, right? Old is something that you become. Stagnant is something that you become.
Lord,
you know, it's not written in any good book anywhere that you're supposed to work 60 years and then go sit on the couch or sit in the rocking chair and watch the remaining 20 or 30, however many years you got left in life just go by. God ain't never said go sit down on the rock and watch the sun rise and set.
Lord,
it's just not true, bro. It's just not true. You know, you as a family, right? We have to do more than let's say go to church, go to work, go to school, come home. Go to church, go to work, go to school, come home. That's we got to do more.
Hey, a body in motion stays in motion.
That's right. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Hey, to see these women, when I teach them different methods of how to kick balls and how to jump, a lot of my techniques are going to be footwork, okay? And to be able to see, I plan on making them winners because, first of all, I'm a winner, right? So I'm going to breed winners. I'm going to breathe it into them that we're here to win it all. We're not just here to exercise.
That's right.
You feel me?
I feel it.
And guess who's going to be running the table? My youngest son. He's going to run the table. He's going to collect the money. I'm going to pay him for every sale. I said that means you're going to have to learn how to recruit people over to the table. And what's the way to do it? Excuse me, sister, can I get your opinion on a fragrance?
That's right.
Bring him in. I'm going to show him how to do it, right? Monkey see, monkey do. And I said, how would you like to get paid every Sunday for doing that?
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I want to commend you also on that young man. Did you hear the way I was talking to him?
Absolutely, brother.
I was talking to him like he was a grown-ass man.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Look. I just told my girl just the other day, I said, hey, y'all got to quit talking to Justin like he a little bitty baby, because I said he don't have a child's mind.
Nope.
So quit trying to dummy him down.
Yep.
You know, don't do that to him. You know, because I'm showing his money. He's trying to figure out why y'all still talk to him like he's a little baby.
You know? Did you hear the way I was talking to him? It was incredible. I told that young man, ladies and gentlemen, I said there's only one great love that ever existed on the planet, and I said that was God himself. I said your mother and your father couldn't love you like God can love you. Didn't I say that to him?
Come on, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can only imagine what he would. What was going on after I hung up the phone? Please educate me on that.
Hey, you know, I mean, but you know, by it being so late and I was driving, I couldn't really see everything was going on as far as his facial expressions. But I know he perked up though because he was excited to talk to you. Because see, I told him that you were one of my mentors because I had already given him the mentor conversation earlier that day.
Yes.
And I said, hey, bro, I said, if there's ever anything in life that you don't know how to do and that you want to learn how to do, I said, you have to find yourself a mentor for that particular thing. I said, you got to find somebody who's doing what you want to do and doing it correctly.
Yes.
I said, then have that person teach you.
Lord have mercy. You know what? That right shot into my brain. We need to get him around a state trooper.
Absolutely.
If that's what he wants.
Absolutely.
You got to see what a state trooper do. Hey, a state, you know, can you imagine watching an 8-year-old boy and he's watching muster, you know, because they don't think they got to muster. Muster's, you know, getting in line and blah, blah, blah. And the routine of them shining their boots, the routine of shining their leather belts, to see what a trooper has to go through.
Right.
Lord have mercy.
Right.
I'm so excited about that young boy. You don't even know. And you know what else hit me like a ton of bricks? You know what else hit me like a ton of bricks? Excuse me, hold on. David, I'm on a talk show right now. But give me about 10 minutes. Yeah, or just come on and you coming this way? Oh. Well, no, you can come in whenever you want. Yep, you come in whatever you want, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever you want. But I got to finish the show. You can listen in for a second. You can listen for a second. Stay right here. So, what the young boy, you know what shot into my brain again is that because you're getting ready to do your thing with your private labeling this week, right?
Right.
Can you imagine you sponsor him as well and got his came in at the same time?
Hey, bro. That right there is a done deal because when you was talking about sponsoring people about 25, 30 minutes ago, I said that's exactly what I'm going to do for him. I'm going to sponsor him with his own little label. I'm going to start him out with some with like some body oil.
You watch what happened to this young boy when you put that display in his face, and you take him out then and take him out selling and see what happens.
Absolutely. I already know.
His mother gotta support that. His mother has to support it.
Absolutely.
She don't have a choice.
Absolutely.
This is why I'm trying to tell you folks out here, when you got these young children, 13, 14, 8, 9, 10, it don't matter, 18, 19, 20, sponsor your children into, see this display right here? This is my son, 14-year-old son. I sponsored him in. You gotta do it. You don't have a choice. You gotta do it. You got to sponsor your babies because they are your future.
Hey, let me say this here, brother, man. What a lot of people don't know is that a lot of the foreigners, right?
Yes.
A lot of the foreigners, right? That is how they duplicate themselves.
They do it all the time.
That's right. Everybody working the same business starting out, and then next thing you know, in about 6 months, another year, another place open up.
Just like that.
Just like that, bro.
And they sponsor each other.
Collective manpower, collective resource, pooling, and then you build from there.
But that's supposed to be natural phenomenon. We work the other opposite direction, which we're going to stop today. We got to sponsor our children into greatness. We just can't sit back and think somebody else is going to sponsor them through life. It has to start at home. And if you can't do it, you find somebody else that can. And sponsoring now isn't just monetary. You got to put them in the right place at the right time. You got to monkey see, monkey do them.
Because I see, I'm going to tell you what I see. I see a lot of parents, I'm saying, particularly with these young girls, I see it happen with the young boys, their parents sponsor them into street life.
Lord have mercy.
See, when I see these little bitty girls, right, and their parents dressing them up in these little high Daisy Duke shorts, all their little shapes and figures are exposed, super tight. What they don't know is that is a pedophile's dream.
Oh yes.
I see young, parents that they got their little kids, little sons, that their pants sagging. I'm like, where you got that, little brother? I ain't got none.
Lord Jesus.
But what parents don't know, you are already sponsoring. You just don't know what you're sponsoring. Hey, you're sponsoring the devil's workshop. That's
absolutely.
I'm talking about she cute. Oh, look at her, she fine. Look at that shape on her. Hey, don't do that.
You know what it was? One of the clothing items that I think to this day, when I seen it, I was like, oh my God, because when I first seen it, I didn't, because it wasn't really sponsored as much as it's sponsored now. It was the tights. Them tights that women wear?
Absolutely.
And they just wear when I seen young little girls with those skin tights on, I was like, oh my God. I said, we as America, we are in big trouble.
Trouble.
Big trouble. And now they got these psychedelic color tights now. And they wear these little 13, 12-year-old wear them things. And it's just disgusting. You know those, what was those, them short shirts and, it used to be a tube that they used to wear. But we know what we're talking about. It's the provocative way that we let our daughters dress up today, and it's bananas to me. You said it, man. Sponsored suicide.
Mm-hmm.
We're sponsoring the wrong ideas. Now we sponsor our children to get into business. We sponsor our children to cover up. Sponsor our children to pull their pants up. I couldn't even imagine my kids doing. Hey, you know what sagging means? Huh? And you got a pen and paper there? You got a pen and paper, Keith?
Yeah, I do.
I want you to write the word sagging down.
Okay, hold on a second.
sagging, S-A, right? G-G-I-N, right? Sagging. Now read it backwards.
Niggas.
Yep. That done created a word for us.
Wow. Wow.
Your smart said niggas. That's what your smart said. Sagging spelled backwards says niggas.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow. So, hey, bro, I did not know that. Never.
Then who developed the word sagging? Huh?
I really don't even know.
Now, I mean, that wasn't even necessary. I mean, okay, before you heard the word sagging, right? What was you calling it? Because it was something. What were we calling it before we seen them sagging? We weren't calling it nothing, man. Pull your pants up.
Pull your pants up, that's right.
But did you call it sagging when you first seen it?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. When I seen that, I surely didn't call it sagging, huh?
When I was growing up.
What you call it?
I said my parents and my grandparents, they call it trifling. You know, you're not wearing your clothes properly.
I call it drooping. Drooping drop. Yeah.
Sag started in the early 90s.
Yeah. But we know what sagging spells. Niggas. That's what it spells. So I'd like to just right there on that note, I want to say, what are we selling, or are we just distributing? Are we selling? What are we selling our kids? What are we distributing to our kids?
Right.
Are we doing it one direct, or are we doing it in bulk, in wholesale? We surely doing it in wholesale. If you're doing it as a parent, that's direct marketing. But if they see a whole nation do it, it's distribution. So it really starts at home. What are we selling our children? We got to start sponsoring our children in the right direction. Can I get a witness? Anybody?
Absolutely. I love that, bro. And look, I like the slogan, what you said a few minutes ago. Sponsoring your child, sponsoring the children into greatness, man.
That's it.
I got a little mantra on my wall in my office, and it says, walk in greatness.
Walk in greatness.
So if you're walking in greatness, you're walking all the time. You're walking every day. So guess what? You need to be in a greatness mindset all the time.
Isn't that phenomenal? You know, look, that's my son right there. Mark, how hard do your father work? Extremely. And that's all now I'm on and popping. I give it 1,000. I don't give it 100. Everything I do, even up to dealing with these women with the kickball, I'm going to give it all I got. When they see these women play, they say, who's training you? They said, that's our trainer right there. We so proud of him.
Hey, you know what? As men, right, we need to initiate that challenge to other men. And as men, right, we need to become trainers of our families. Because if you're allowing God to guide your life and train you,
yes,
guess what? Then we can go and train our families. We can train our women. We can train our children.
And we can train our community. And we can train our community.
That's right.
Hey, brother, I love you. I got 30 seconds. God bless you. Always a pleasure. Peace and love with you. I'd like to say great show today, folks. I'm going to put on a little soundtrack for you real quick. Yes, indeed.
You really believe it? God's got a blessing.
Yes, indeed.
Come on. God's got a blessing. God's got a blessing. Come on. God's got a blessing. 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 Your name on it. God's got a blessing. God's got a blessing.
Entertainment. Make sure that you share this message. Make sure you follow and make sure you comment. Give me a shout out. Let me know how this show went today. God bless you and your family. Have an awesome, awesome day. Peace.